I also hold a postgraduate, an international postgraduate diploma in corporate governance in strategic leadership. I am a motivational speaker and I also do many other things, right? Okay, I think that's enough about myself. I have been asked to be here up to about 10 minutes past 9. Just in case I forget to look at my watch, at about 5 minutes past 9, please notify me. Okay? The topic is entrusted to trust. Entrusted to trust. Entrusted to trust. And so I will tell you what that means, what entrusted to trust means, and then after I'm through with that, I will be sharing with you some attributes, some characteristics of leaders, okay? You can't only be entrusted if you have some qualities, okay? And those are the qualities which I'm calling attributes that I'll be sharing with us this morning. So when we say you have been entrusted to trust, we're basically saying that you have been assigned responsibility. Umepewa majukumu. Like I can be able to see people organizing you to sit, they have been given, assigned that responsibility. I can see several cameramen here, they have been assigned that responsibility. Now all of us who are seated here, our parents and guardians assigned us a responsibility. And that responsibility was also assigned to us by the government of Kenya to come at Kibabi University and pursue our various programs. We have been assigned that responsibility. It has been entrusted on us, right? And so as you seated here, and as I share on this topic, don't just think in terms of the president of the student organization. Don't just think in terms of the leadership of the Christian Union. Don't just think in terms of His Excellency the President, His Excellency the Governor. No. You look at it from the point of view that you have some responsibility. And when we talk about leadership, ladies and gentlemen, we're basically saying that because you have some responsibility, you can't be able to influence somebody, right? And the Holy Book that brings us here says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now you cannot love somebody if you do not love yourself. Now when I was thinking about coming today, I had decided I would put on casual shirt and some casual long trousers. And as I was preparing, and at some point I reached somewhere, and one of the points that I will share, I don't know if I remember to share about it, was an image. I said, I'm going to talk to leaders, upcoming leaders. And so I said, no, let me put that one another day. And so I chose to put on this one. Now, entrusted. Remember we are saying, you are entrusted, okay, because you have been assigned some responsibility. Now, not just responsibility. It is also possible, ladies and gentlemen, that you could be allocated or assigned some confidence, right? And so somebody looks at you and says, I'm sure if I ask you to do this, you will definitely do it. You've been assigned some confidence. And so if your parents say, if I give you 10,000, you will be able to deposit that money, and so it will reflect on your free account, because they have trusted you with that responsibility. Now 2 weeks ago, I called one of you, and I'm not mentioning the name because he's not here, to my office because the man had talked to me, and the man had told me that I'm worried that my son has been at the university now, this is for the 7th year, and I don't know whether they'll be able to complete or not. And so while I was talking to this gentleman, I discovered that he is a bit irresponsible, right? The parents have trusted him with the responsibility of coming to school and working hard, but he's kind of irresponsible, you see. So somebody can assign a responsibility on you. Somebody can entrust you with some confidence and you let them down. And so part one of entrusting has to be being assigned. But then there is part two. Why are you assigned? For example, if somebody has confidence in you, they have done two things. One, they have assessed your abilities, okay? And have said, yes, this gentleman can be able to do this particular task. This lady can be able to achieve this. They have looked record. All right? They look at the back. Somebody has once said that there is nothing wrong in reflecting what happened a number of years ago, but you don't stay there because you are in the now. And so we say that you see who we are now is because of a sum total of the decisions we made yesterday. And so the decisions we made this morning has culminated in who you are now. The decisions we made a few years ago. There are some of you, okay, you were in high school, so we fellows who have not made it to university because they did not make the right decisions then, and so they did not make it to university. I was teaching some group of students, and I realized that I was teaching some social statistics to some group of students, and I realized that some lady was doing so well, and I asked her, what happened? And she told me, I missed by 1 point to make it to university by direct entry. That is our class program. And so she made it at that time, and she did not make it right, and she missed by 1 point. But of course, that is not who she is right now. And so we are saying that as we talk about postgraduate, and I am the dean of the School of Graduate Studies here, and so you can come back for this second degree if you make the right decisions now. So as you live now, what decisions are you making? We have assigned responsibility to you. We have confidence in you that you can make it. The Heavenly Father says in the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 that He has a good plans for you. And so because He has good plans for you, He has already assigned responsibility to you to take advantage of, to exploit that potential that you have, because He has in the future, He knows that He has ABCD for you. But the decisions you're making right now will enable you either to go there or not to go there. And so we are talking about entrusted to trust. And so with the responsibilities that you've been given, can you be able to handle them? Two attributes, faithfully and responsibly. And we talked about taking responsibility as my second last point. Are you able to faithfully perform the duties that you have been given? Now we talk about faithfulness, we're basically saying if you know what you're supposed to do and you do it, then you are faithful. Are you able to perform those duties? Are you able to carry out those responsibilities in a faithful manner? And so for you to effectively perform duties, it is required of you to have some attributes. And the first attribute I want to talk about is patience. I'm aware that you might have met the term patience before, but I'm not worried about that. I'll be sharing the patience from another dimension that is a godly dimension. Alright, and so we have told you, carry out duty A, carry out duty B. And so as you carry out duty A and you carry out duty B, we expect outcomes, we expect results, right? And so right now, we have our short rain seasons. And so farmers have planted several plants, and so they're expecting that after some time they'll be able to harvest. Now it is a process. What I want to know, it is a process, and after that they want to call it produce. Now as they wait for the product, as they wait for the produce, what are they doing? And so for you and me, with that responsibility that has been assigned to you, with the confidence that people have in you, you are supposed to bring a result. That at the end of your 4 years, you will either be able to get a first class, a second class, honors, a division, or whichever it is. But then as you wait for the result, what are you doing? You need to be patient. And so I am addressing you on the first attribute, on the first quality of patience. And so as you think about patience, I want to take you to a hotel. How many of you have been in hotels before? I'm not talking about cafes or restaurants. I'm talking about hotels. Alright. If you go to a hotel, there is somebody who waits on you. They are called waiters, right? They are called waiters. If you go to a serious hotel, they stand just around. If you sneeze, they come around. Could you be asking for something? They want to serve you. Alright? They wait on you. They wait on you. They are there. They are there. And so when you talk about patience, you're simply saying, in the process of waiting for the outcomes, you need to be patient. You behave like a waiter. You don't go away from your responsibility. You should be around there because you know your goal to ensure that the customer is satisfied, not only by eating, but by getting good services. There are places you go to, and I told you I went to some wedding yesterday, and had the option of eating in my house before going, and I had the option of waiting to be served at the venue. But I said, no, let me go to some place, take some tea as I buy time, because I know weddings don't begin early. And so when I went to this place, I was served a cup of tea and 2 eggs. Now, when you pay for a cup of tea and 2 eggs, whatever you buy that from, how much? A cup of tea and 2 eggs. And so while at that place, they also charge for ambience. And so I was asked to pay 200 shillings. Now, why am I saying? I'm saying they don't just charge you for that cup. They don't just charge you for the egg. They also charge you for the ambience, the environment, and the quality of the services. Of course, elsewhere, it's only a cup of tea that is 200 bob elsewhere. And of course, it's more. But then the point is, I want you to think about the person who waits on you, right, as they serve you and as you wait for service. And so as you wait to achieve your goals, as you wait to serve that organization, be it the Christian Union, be it the student organization, be it your family, because you are a member of that family, you will need to have patience. But then, first of all, there is something called having patience with the process. As someone does not wake up one morning, after having planted their seeds, and they expect to get a bumper harvest the following day. They wait until the process has gone through maturation and they're able to get their results. And so as we talk about making peace with the process, what are we saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we are saying you accept that it takes time. That's the patience I'm talking about. Some of you hear and you call home, and in the twinkling of an eye, you expect your parents and guardians to send you pocket money. It doesn't happen like that. If you behave like that, then you are a novice in leadership. You are novice in life. Any mature person will know that when I call home, I'll either get money immediately or it will take some time because before the money comes. We are talking about the process. Are you patient enough? And so what are you doing as you wait for the results? We say you have to make peace with the process. And as you make peace with the process, you are saying, number one, accept that it will take time. A number of us are destined for greatness, but we cannot be able to experience the greatness because we give up too fast. We live in a world where we talk about instant tea, instant coffee. You just put it there and it's already coffee and already tea for you. We live in a world where you communicate and expect after the group kick that the person has already known what you are communicating until you expect a response. That's the kind of world we are living in. But we are simply saying, you and I, after we have been entrusted to trust, we ought to know that there is the aspect of patience, that as we go through the process, we must make peace with the process. And one of the ways to make peace with the process is to accept it as it is, that it will take some time. That it is possible that as we move towards getting results, we will have to agree and accept the fact that the resources are inadequate. Actually, a good resource must be scarce, and that's one of the qualities of money. That money is scarce. You have to accept that. That is what patience is all about. If you make peace with the process, you have no problem. You have no problem. Many of us are having anxiety. Many of us are having a lot of problems because they have not made peace with the process. Even as I talk to you, a number of you are annoyed with your parents because you remember what they did for you when you were in Form 1. You have not made peace with the process. As we talk about making peace with the process, we're simply saying there are circumstances that we are supposed to go through as we get to the results that we expect to get. And we're saying that as we do so, sometimes we are hampered because of not only inadequate resources, but inadequate planning. The leadership told me that the service will begin at a few minutes to 7. And indeed, when I was coming in, I was so much happier. I saw some of you walking briskly to the Sunday service. You knew how to keep time. But even as I talk to you, I am aware that there's someone kicking in. Planning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not auditorium C. This is a worship center. And if you know what a worship center is, God has entrusted you with the responsibility to worship Him. You know when you come here, you need to know that He is right here. This is not a lecture hall like any other now, because the majesty is the highness of the Lord is right here. And so as you come in knowing that I am coming in the presence of the Father. Inadequate planning let us down. And so you think about Sunday, you say, no, I will take care of my time, I program my time, I'm going before the Lord Almighty. And sometimes, as we wait for the results, we get a challenge, and then we say we need to make peace. We need to make peace with the process. And one of the things that hinder us from moving on is what we call insufficient expertise and knowledge. His Excellency the President appointed some minister in charge of water and the permanent secretary. No, permanent. Yes, in charge of water. And there was a problem between the two. They are no longer there. They kept fighting because one thought she was senior than the other one. Expertise. And when there were reshuffles, I think the president moved them. What are we saying? As we make peace with the process, we need to understand that for us to move from point A to point B or to point Z, whatever point it is, we will need to think about our expertise, our knowledge. And we talk about knowledge, we are not talking about calculus. No. We are not talking about the Agrarian Revolution that you meet in this. We are talking about the task you have been given. Do you know what it takes to perform it? If you have little knowledge, as you make peace with the process, you will talk to somebody who's already gone ahead of you. The president, there are presidents who have been ahead of you. Talk to them, find out when you get through this kind of scenario, how do you approach it? The CEO leaders who are taking over today, if you get into a scenario and you don't know what to do, talk to those who've gone ahead of you. And one way, if you don't want to talk to them, you can always Google. What should I do when I face this kind of situation? I have done several online courses. And if you want to know the courses I have done, just go to the internet and Google, just Google Robert Kati. And then you'll see the CEO of Dr. Robert Kati. And you see the short courses that I've done, quite a number of them, in leadership, in strategic management. I didn't tell you that I am a certified Six Sigma Green Belt. You may not know what that is, but you can Google. Not now. Later. And when I was introducing myself, I said, I have done an international postgraduate diploma in corporate governance. Now, why was I interested? Because I sit on a board of management. I am an event director. And last week I applied to join some international board. Why was I applying? Because I know I have what it takes. I have been trained sufficiently. And so when you get to a place where you realize that you don't have enough knowledge, then go for it. Because as you wait, you must make peace with the process. Patience. And as you wait, ladies and gentlemen, there is need to give thanks. Making peace with the process, then giving thanks. There is a song we like singing. Paulo na nani? Walifanya nini? Hatimaye nilitendeka. We sing about that and we enjoy while singing. But have we taken time to think about the context in which Paul and Silas were in when they were singing? Hymns, when they were praying, when they were giving thanks. Let me save you the trouble of going to your Bible right now, but we'll go there later. They were going to a place of worship, Paul and Silas. And there is a lady who was following them. This lady was a slave. And this lady, for them,
she would earn income for her seniors. Right? And so she kept following Paul and Silas, and she kept saying, these are men who will lead you to the way of salvation. And Paul got irritated because he knew this lady is not using the Spirit of God. This lady is using a wrong spirit. And so Paul and Silas rebuked the spirit from that lady, and she was free. Immediately, right, her masters got irritated that the source of income was cut. And Paul and Silas were jailed. But before being jailed, they were flogged. Walipata kitabu cha? Nimesema hiyo. Take it in. And while there, we talk about giving funds as you wait for the result, for the outcome. They said, no, we will not go into self-pity. We will not blame them for flogging us. We will not blame them, much as we belong to this group. We will not blame them for violating our rights. Let's have an engagement with the creator of the universe. The one who helped us deliver that lady. Let's talk to him. Let's tell him who he is. Let's sing hymns to him. And so at midnight, Paulo na Sila walikuwa wakiomba, walikuwa wakiimba, punde si punde milango ya gereza ikafunguka. We're saying, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to be patient as we wait for the results. It could be true that you're trusting God to help you change a particular aspect of your behavior. And you need patience with yourself because results don't come overnight. You need to take time as you wait for change, until you get change in behavior. When we define learning, we say learning is change in behavior, potential is change. And so when we see change, then we know that then you have gone through the right thing. Giving thanks. And I'd like me to project to us 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse number 18. And then we'll project another verse and then we'll move on. I am talking about patience. And I'm saying that we need to know how to wait. And point number one was we need to make peace with the process. And point number two after that we say we need to give thanks. And so let's see what the Bible says in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. Where is media? Here or there? And I want to see, there it is. All right, let's read together. 3, 4. Thank you. Now, give thanks in which circumstances? Give thanks in which circumstances? Now, all means even when things are not working the way you expect them to work. Last evening, one of our former students told me that the cousin is at home and he doesn't understand why the cousin is at home. And he was wondering whether we have changed our procedures at the university. The reason the cousin is at home is because the cousin got a supplementary, and so the system has given the cousin what we call automatic what? Deferment. And so he seemingly does not understand. So I have to share with you that we have a change in our procedures. And I told you that you have to tell him to be ready to, first of all, clear the supplementary before he proceeds to the following year. But then as to wait, are you aware that you need not to complain? You need not to complain. No, instead of complaining, you give thanks. And so we are saying there, give thanks in all circumstances, even if things are not working in your favor. You could be there and you're wondering why your colleagues are just enjoying life and you're struggling. We are saying, even in those circumstances, give thanks. When things are okay, give thanks. When things are not okay, give thanks. We are simply saying that is the right way to wait. As you wait upon the Lord. Now let's read that. No, we are not going to read. Just write down Psalm 34. Write down. Don't read. Just write down Psalm 34 in the whole chapter. I'll tell you something about it. You have on this song. Magnify the Lord with me. Let us praise His name together. It is in that chapter. Magnify the Lord with me. Let us praise His name together in Psalm chapter 34. Now that is David. Now, some background. What David is saying, magnify the Lord with me. Now, David had killed Goliath. We know that very well. Now, and so he was punished at some point because Saul felt insecure. Because Mama was saying, David has killed how many? David has killed how many? And Saul felt insecure. And so he was banished. But then he made a small blunder. He went to Gath, right? The land where Goliath was born. And so people told the king then, Abimelech, the man who killed our former leader is around. And they took David to him. And David talked to God about his circumstances. And God gave him an idea. We call that the common sense approach. You can talk to God and God gives you an idea. We call it the common sense approach, common sense. And he discovered that if I behave like a normal person before the king, I will be killed. And so he behaved like a lunatic, cheesy. Cheesy nani? He had a beard, and so he was releasing saliva on the beads, and he was scratching the doors. A whole David anointed to be king. And so Abimelech looked at him and said, why have you brought me a lunatic? And so he sent him away. He would have been killed if he behaved like an anointed king. Sometimes you go to places and you don't brag that you are from Kibabi University. No, you leave that title. Sometimes I go to places and I do not introduce myself as Dr. Kati. I just introduce myself as Kati. Because it does not make sense to them. Make sense to them. And sometimes when you say that to them, they may be able to have a different perspective from the perspective you have. We call that common sense approach. And so he was saved. And so he wrote Psalm 34. And we have also read Psalm 56. The two are together. He said, God, magnify the Lord with me. Oh, let us praise his name together. He has rescued me. Common sense approach. We have had a common sense approach when this guy who had gone to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. What is his name? The guy who went to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah. And so Tobiah and Sanballat were against him. And he talked to God about it. He said, now what should we do? These guys want to attack us as we rebuild the walls. That is, they have been entrusted with that responsibility. And so he said, we will do have what called a common sense approach. And so have an arm in one hand and build with the other hand. So that our target is met. We are doing what we are supposed to do, but then we also taking care of our security. Common sense approach. So as you wait for the walls to be built, what are you doing to take care of yourself? I visit the library occasionally during the course of the semester, and I normally find the students jamming the library at the time of examinations. But at other times you don't see them at the library. And sometimes I come to this hall and I go to where there are hotspots, and occasionally I just look at the people's phones to find out what they are browsing, and you don't see anything academic. Now, common sense approach. What are you doing with the resources that you have? Are you using them to benefit yourself? The way this dead man was building the walls was the way David behaved. And then the last point after that point is keep doing what is right as you wait. We're still talking about point one. The other points are moving very fast on them. And so under knowing what to do, under being patient, we have said you make peace with the process. And then we have said you keep giving thanks as you wait for the results. And now we are saying you keep doing what is right as you wait. What is right as you wait. Now, you write this, but we don't read now. I'll explain something about it. Just write 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 1. When I was growing up, I was told, if you're writing a portion of scripture, write the chapter and the verse and write the book later. Because it's easy that when you start writing the book and you go to the chapter, you have forgotten. So when you say 1 Samuel 16:1, you write 16:1, then now, 1 Samuel. Now also write 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 4. before writing up, look up. We say, keep doing the right thing. Keep doing the right thing as you wait, as you wait. Now, this is about David. And Samuel arrives and he anoints David as king. He was slightly younger than some of you. He was anointed as king at 15. How old are you? Don't tell us. Don't tell us. He was anointed as king at age 15. But then he assumed kingship many years later, when he was about 30. Those are how many years? Those are how many years? 15 years of waiting. Yeah, he wanted to be elected as a class representative, as a male nominee, and you know, you are not elected, and another year, and you are not. Who told you that that is the only portfolio that there is in life? He had us to come. When I cleared my first degree, I went to, before I went to university, I decided to go to my former high school, and I decided to give services, and I taught for 2 terms. And the headmaster, those days they were called headmasters, nowadays they're called principals, a very prestigious title. Then they were called headmasters. And so the headmaster was supposed to pay me 1,500 per month for 2 months, that is 3,000, but he did not pay me. And so I went back to university and came back after 3 months and I asked him to pay me, and he was dilly-dallying, but finally he paid me. Last month I went to the same school now in a different capacity as a motivational speaker, and I talked for about 1 hour and I was given 15,000. Sometimes you have to wait. But as you wait to do the right thing, you don't keep abusing the headmaster. He has not paid me. You don't, nowadays we have social media. You don't talk about somebody left, right, center on social media. You don't abuse them. No. What are you doing as you wait? Because there is, by the way, might as we are physical, we live in a spiritual world. There is somebody watching what you're doing. There is somebody watching what you're doing. And the Buddhists, they talk about karma. But as we say, whatever you do will also come back to you. And so don't blame them. Don't accuse them. Right? Don't throw insult on them in social media. No. Keep doing the right thing. Just ignore them. Do the right thing. Just continue doing the right thing. You never know what the future holds. And so we are saying, ladies and gentlemen, keep doing the right thing, and David remain calm. We have talked about how he went to God and he faced a funny scenario there. We have talked about how he went and assisted Naboth. He took care of Naboth's flock while in the wilderness. And Naboth was sharing, it was a time of celebration. He sent his servants there, and they wanted a little food, so that they are part of the celebration. And Naboth abused David. And you know what David did? He didn't fight Naboth. He remembered something, that vengeance belongs to God. And so God dealt with Naboth. He died after several days. And of course he married Naboth's wife, Abigail. And of course from Abigail we get Solomon, the wisest man on the earth. We talk about waiting. In those 15 years, many things happened to him. And it's not only David in the Bible. We talk about Moses. And Moses, before he went to help the children of Israel, he had to be in the wilderness for 40 good years. 40 good years. And our master himself, the day he was here, went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. He was praying for you and for me. He was praying for his ministry. He had to wait. We have read about Joseph. We talked about patience, ladies and gentlemen. And for Joseph assumed the office of the prime minister, he suffered, and it's recorded that it took 13 years before he became prime minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we are simply saying, do the right thing as he waited. When he was in Potiphar's house, he did the right thing. When he was in jail, he did the right thing. And when he assumed power, he did not have a problem. There is an adage that goes, Rome was built in how many days? Rome was built in how many days? Now I can see why you're struggling. You know it the other way around, that Rome was not built in a day. You wanted me to say like that, all right? So we are saying, let us be very careful. Let us focus on the goals ahead of us. Let us focus on the goals ahead of us. Let us not be diverted. Last Friday, I told you I'm an independent director of some company, and the finance manager of that company misbehaved, and so we were disciplining him. And so I was the chair of that party that was disciplining him. And I looked at him and I said, no, he's not behaving right because he was doing what? Playing to the gallery. He wanted to deceive us, right? So that he takes over the process. And I became firm on him. He's saying as you move and as you look forward to achieving your goals, be patient, do the right thing and continue doing the right thing. Change, can you start? Number one was patience. Number two is empathy. We are talking about the activities that you need to have as you look forward to discharging your responsibilities. And remember, we have said, entrusted to trust, it simply means you have been assigned a responsibility. Somebody has allocated confidence in you, and so you need to meet some of the things. And so the second attribute is empathy. Empathy. People have said that it is the wearer of the shoe that knows what? Talk to me. Is the wearer of the shoe that? Is the wearer of the shoe that? Knows where it pinches. So empathy means that you take that shoe, you take that shoe and move on. Empathy. You feel for others. Empathy. And somebody has once said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. They don't care how much you know. They don't care until they know how much you care. So when you go back to that village of yours after you during the for example, the Christmas holiday break, or after you done with your first degree, when you go to that village, if they don't feel you, when you visit your relatives, and you stay with them for example that particular time, and they want to feel your presence in that household, and they will feel you. Or you just behave like a brother, talking about you budget of accounting, budget of business management, accounting, and you talk about the academics that you go to. But that will not make sense to them. What will make sense to them is how are you going to spend the money I've given you? Are you going to spend it prudently? That they will find some vegetables, they will find some change, they will find you having done everything for them. Are they going to feel you? Empathy. Colossians chapter 3 verse 12. Colossians 3 verse 12. Colossians 3. We'll read verse 12, I'm interested in verse 13. Okay, let's go 3-4. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Let's go to verse 13. 3-4. Thank you. Bear with each other. That's where empathy comes in. Bear with each other. You have just joined first year, and there is a fourth year who knows many things. The fourth year should bear with the first year, because the first year just knows a few things. But then there could be a first year who is endowed with talent. Endowed with talent, God-given talent. We simply say you bear with the fourth year with a strong learner and may not be talented like you. You bear with them. You don't say how much you know and how other people don't know. You bear with them. Empathy. When God has entrusted you with some ability, some responsibility, please empathize with others. To empathize simply means it could be possible that they do not have the much you have. It could be possible that they could be knowing the much you know. And so, hey, I want that pass. I'm not done with Colossians. And so the Bible says, bear with each other. Elsewhere it says, be subject to one another, be subject. That's where the word submission comes in, okay? Okay. For those of you who have heard about a submarine, you could be looking at a body of water and you don't see anything. But then there is something inside, submarine, and you see it later on. And so we say first years I just have to be seen, not to be heard. No, we are not about that. No, it's not that. We simply say, even if you have a low amount of knowledge and a low amount of resources, help to understand that there could be people who are with you, they may not be able to be alone the way you are alone. And so bear with them when they make mistakes. Bear with them. Now, and so the Bible says, it is possible that when so makes a mistake, and you step on them, tomorrow you are likely to make the same mistake because human is rare. That's why we need to be patient with each other and to bear with each other. And whatever grievances, it is possible that we could have grievances among ourselves, whatever grievances. And your member has not made them part of their gain in terms of paying fees, in terms of taking care of your upkeep. It could be possible the first year the government said that they will give you boom, and the boom don't come. Bear with the government, but it's coming. That's why the university officials are all there. Something is happening. It's not only you and your mouth is suffering, So bear with them. It's a president. You bear with the president, you bear with them. Don't go to social media to hate us and you don't have it. I'm not about this one. I'm talking about you. So don't do that. Number 3, adaptability. We clear empathy. Adaptability. With 5 minutes past 9, I have 5 minutes. Adaptability. Adapter. Another word, a synonym for adaptability is responsiveness. And sometimes now we say this, that it is not the most intelligent of the species. It is not the most strong of the species that survive. No. But it's the one that is most adaptable, most responsive to change. That is sometimes Darwin. The guy behind the theory of, talk to me, the guy behind the theory of, and so we talk about adaptability. We are saying, take note of this that change is inevitable. In other words, change is bound to come. Change is bound to come. Like the automatic department is one of the changes. That change is bound to come. That it's possible that that tomorrow the minister says the price of fuel, the cost of fuel will go up. And the president saying we should brace ourselves for hard times. Well, we expect that because we are in the last days. We don't expect it now because it's also recorded in the Bible. Change is going to come. But let's take note of the following. Much that change is inevitable, growth is optional. You need to grow in your academics. You need to grow in your career. You need to grow in your behavior. You need to grow in life, in the way you relate with relatives and your colleagues. Growth is optional. And so you don't complain, why does God bless so and so and my life has remained the same? Growth is optional. You have chosen not to grow. Other people have chosen to grow. They know what it takes. And by the way, some of these laws are universal. They are universal. You apply them and you benefit from the fruits of going by those laws. So we are saying adaptability. Take the initiative. All right? Be passionate about who you want to be in the future. And remember, I told you that we are who we are today because of the decisions we made yesterday. Now, we will be who we will be tomorrow because of the decisions we made today. So take the initiative to do the right thing. And when you do the right thing, please give it back. The best. We normally say you put the best foot forward. Let's find this, we'll read it later, Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 and verse 12. My second last point, embrace failure. Well, that's a very important attribute. You embrace failure. And I want you to take note of this. That when you fail, you are not a failure. You have just adapting and not failed. And so we are saying embrace failure. One of the scientists who I really like, we don't have in colors and bulbs here. You know the guy who is behind the colors and bulbs? What is his name? Come on, talk to me, somebody. Huh? Huh? Who is talking to me? Unasema nini? Huh? Okay, you know you have to respond. Yes. Thomas Edison, asante sana. Thomas Edison. Just Google the autobiography of Thomas Edison. At some point he failed, some authors talk about 1,000 times, others talk about 10,000. The number does not matter. The exact number, numerical number does not matter. But the number of times, okay, the number of times. So when he was asked, why have you failed this number of times? He said, at least I know the number of times that you don't work. He tried, until he finally made it. His Excellency, the late President Mwai Kibaki, contested for presidency how many times? Before he became president. Kwa nini hamkusoma geography ama ilikuwa ni history? Right. Taking responsibility. Now, embracing failure, taking responsibility. Embracing failure. We simply say, once you failed one, you are not a failure. Now, people may not understand you. You know yourself, God knows you. Remember Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans I have for you. It is possible that David could make a mistake by going to God when he had killed Goliath. He made a mistake, he went there. And so, but God gave him a second chance. It is possible that you can make a mistake like a friend who went into the land of Philistines, Samson. And then he made a mistake, but God gave him a second chance. And then, and what other you know, if they become a liar, it depends on who's going to matter. Right. And so, competition is there. But God gave him a second chance, and at the time of his death, he did not go back for his life. And so, when you talk about embracing failure, we simply say that failure is a part of the journey to success. Don't forget that. Failure is part of the journey to success. And so let us learn from failures. Let us learn from them. We don't talk about reflection. What is reflection? Reflection simply means looking back. So in the year 1, I got 59. That's not good enough. Now why did I get 59 instead of 60? Okay. In the first year, I kept traveling so much, you know. I was very keen on it. You are reflecting. Yeah. And my friends are progressing. How come I am not progressing as they are? And so you study their lives. What makes them progress that makes you not progress? You are reflecting. It's because of this. I am a good talker. And sometimes I release my secrets before they mature. And so I offer the second advantage of that and they hit at me. So that could be you reflecting. So we're saying you learn from your failures, you learn from them. And when you learn from them, you are able to move on. And you take them as stepping stones. Alright? As stepping stones. In the Holy Book, we read about two characters, Peter and Judas. All of them betrayed Jesus, isn't it? The difference between Peter and Judas is that Peter was having a bad day. He just had a bad day. And the master looked at Peter and said, this guy is just having a bad day. He will come back to me. So he was restored. But Judas was not having a bad day. Judas had a bad heart. And he wasn't had a bad heart. At some point, there's a lady who anointed Jesus with very expensive perfume. And Judas said, tungeuza tupatie maskini. Kumbe sio kuuza tupatie maskini. Tungeuza hiyo pesa niweke nichukue. Nikisaidia. He had a bad heart. So what did the master do to that person with a bad heart? He simply released him. And that's why he had himself. And so in life, I simply say, when you make a mistake like Peter, you simply have what you call resilience. You bounce back and you move on. But check on your heart. If you have a bad heart like Judas, the Lord will release you. So let the Lord not be disappointed with you because He still has plans for you. And so He's given us room to go back and say, oh, well, I'm sorry, Lord. Now, the last point. Taking responsibility, then I close. 5 minutes time. Okay. But this is my day. Let's finish shortly. Taking responsibility. Write these verses to read later. Ezra 10:4. Ephesians 4. Verse 26. Ephesians 4, verse 31, 32. Entrusted to trust. Entrusted to trust. And so you don't function on scriptures, you read it, I don't get why. We say when you talk about taking responsibilities as brothers and sisters, as boys and girls, we say that you take ownership of your actions. Ownership, you own them, you own them. I have told you that I chair and I'm a member of several boards of schools. So when there is not allowed, the first thing we declare as chairman of the board is we tell the management that we own the results. Whether students pass or fail, we own them. In other words, they are ours. Come on, repeat and say, come on, you're going to say. That's what taking responsibility is all about. When you are reflecting, when you look at your life, you take responsibility, you accept yourself. And some guy visited my office, she's not here, that's how I put my altar. She visited my office and some last man that was putting on a mask. And the first thing I told her to remove the mask and she was uncomfortable. And when she finally, I actually removed the mask from her mouth. And I asked her, why do you put the mask? And I got an accident and my mouth is not looking well. And I told her, no. Let's accept the fact that there is little you can do about the accident. There is little you can do about the way your mouth is looking like. And so I removed it. And I told her to accept the way it is. Next time she came, she was not putting on that. Taking responsibility, we simply say you accept yourself. There are things you cannot have control over. Don't fight them. But there are those that you have control over. Take action. Alright? We talked about taking the initiative. And so all your actions, all your decisions, don't be like a chameleon. You say this today and you're doing the other tomorrow. That is being irresponsible. That is being irresponsible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. I talked about attributes, and there are so many of them, all right? And I'm saying that to be entrusted to me, somebody has a look at you and say you have a particular capability, you have a particular strength, and I'm saying you can do this, you can do that. And when they look at you, they say yes, you can. And now we are saying that somebody has looked at you and said you can do this. Now you yourself, you're simply saying, you ask yourself, you have the right, the beside the attribute, and you don't have, you act on them, and read about them, talk to somebody about them, and you let others, alright, to have those attributes. And when you do that, you move one step. And we have said that Rome was not built in a single day, and we have said that I done my thoughts and minds begin to. That's not I'm proud of it. Our Father and God, we bless and honor your name. We give you praise because of who you are. And Lord, you tell us in your word that you are a God for that. Before you created man, you created an environment that was conducive for him. An environment that had food. An environment that was nice to live in. So you created man later. And this morning, Lord, you're reminding us that Lord, through other human beings, you have entrusted us with responsibilities. You have reminded us, Lord, that through other human beings who are our level, who are our seniors, they have put confidence in us. And you are telling us to be careful, to be faithful and responsible enough to handle those responsibilities. And Lord, you've taken us to several attributes that we need to have. Lord, it is true that we don't have all these attributes 100%. And so we come to you as our Father, the owner of the universe, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the Father of our Lord Jesus, who is also our Father. We ask for you to help us. And just that you helped David, he patiently waited for 15 years before he was king of Israel. And that's why you help Joseph. And for 13 years, he waited. And the way you helped Moses, for 40 years, he waited until he was able to bring out the children of Israel. You can't help us now. Because you say no one, you're the same yesterday, you're the same today and forever. If you are able to help David, if you are able to help Joseph, if you are able to help the other personalities in the Bible, you can help us because you are their God and you are our God. We ask for you to help us, Lord. That, Lord, as we go on with our lives as students here, help us, Lord, to make a change. Live to another positively, Lord. As we go back to the villages, as we go back to our own place, Lord, help us, Lord, to bring change. And help us to be trusted, Lord. As we be entrusted with the responsibility. Lord, we cannot do it without you. And that's what we ask for you to help us, our Father. That God Almighty, every day we'll be able to experience change. That we make decisions about today, we'll be able to experience the goodness of the decisions we make tomorrow. We ask for you, our Father, to help us. We thank you because you are available for us. Because you say, oh, yes, you are not too short. Oh, yes, you are available for us. We're too free another, you are there, that is. And so you are making this so you can see. We ask for you to help us, O Lord. Moving forward, Lord, because you experience the goodness. Help us to stand for every step we make, Lord. When we make mistakes, Lord, help us to bounce back, Lord, and move on. You are able to help us. You are our gracious Lord. I thank you because of having others. And I thank you because of helping us to make a change in our lives and the lives of those around us. I give you praise and give you